So I was reading an article from Hello Beautiful, and it was a bit painful to listen to and read. It was about this black female who has been running into a dilemma for, I guess, a couple years now, and she heavily reminisces over a date that she had with a gentleman at a seafood restaurant. And so what happened was that she was on a date with this dude, and he was everything that she wanted him to be. He was the gentleman opening the doors. He was the gentleman breaking the food off for her. He was the gentleman, looking out for her, and he was the perfect guy. But the only problem was that he was a lame, and it just drove her crazy. Just seeing that he was just this black nerd who didn't had any swag. He wasn't the coolest guy in the world, but his shit was together. And she just made this big deal over how, she makes it seem like black men are becoming lames now, and that, she's felt bad and remorseful for turning down good black men because she's not used to them. You know, she even put up that she even like made a stereotypical reference that she's used to dating thugs. And it's like really. And I reminisce more on the article, but when I looked at the comment section, I was seeing women like, "Where's my good man? I want him. I want a nice guy." And these females were like old as shit. They weren't even fine either. And that goes to show that a lot of good black men are not wanted in their primes. You know, this is gonna kill a lot of black male self-esteem because we are chosen to have two destinies. We have an option to pick which destiny we want to pick. So we can either go left and be like, okay, I can be the bad boy thug. I can be the gangster dude. I can be the pretty boy that ain't worrying about, real shit. I ain't gotta have a job. I got a pretty face. Well known in the streets. A lot of girls want me, and you have everything. You have the charisma. You have all that, but you lack the true essentials of being a mate. You have money, but you don't spend it wisely. You don't put your priorities straight. You're late for everything. You don't have good work ethics. And then you have the dude on the right who has his shit together. He may have a couple degrees. He's doing well in school. He might have his own business. He might have a good job. He's good financially. He has a house. Credit's good. He has everything. He's ready for a wife. Um, but the only problem is he's not attractive. He's not the cutest guy in the bunch. He's lame. He's not really into the stereotypical black things. And it's so asinine that females can go on dates with the dude from the left multiple times multiple times and complain about the same shit. Like, okay, I went to Red Lobster with Pookie, but like usual, he's always $10 short. He's always short of some change. But then, like when you go to Red Lobster with Jared, oh, you know, um, he's so polite. He's so nice. He opens the door. He pulls my chair. I never have to pay. But it just irks me that he is so lame. And it's weird that you have the Mr. Right. He's pushed to the back burner all because he's lame. But females can accept dudes who are broke, stagnated, don't have an education. They can put up with his shit longer. And when he gets old, they'll just find another dude with the same problems. And as I read the article, man, it was just so pathetic. I really just read half of it because I just didn't have time for the stupidity. I didn't have time for the girl uh, who has who's spoiled by the nice guys, and then she acts like, you know, it just irks me that they're lame, and they do so much nice things, but it just irks me that he's lame, and she forces herself not to feel any type of attraction to him. And it was just so asinine. Like, the dude tried to kiss her, and then she tried to block him, and try to make awkward situations, and the dude's blaming himself, and it's a sad thing that shit happened, and black women need to stop that shit. They need to stop with this, because if you don't want the black community to be looking like it is, you don't you know you want black women to be valued, you want them to be championed, you want black men to date black women, give them a chance. I don't understand how black women were bitching and moaning like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, even 30 years ago, about how black men are not functional, they're not up to par. And then when they're up to par, it's like, oh, these niggas are lame. I can't stand it. Like, oh, damn. I can't take this nigga to the club. Oh, damn. And it's like, this is like the most littlest shit to get mad over. And we got bigger issues to worry about. Females just love starving themselves of happiness and opportunity. But, they're okay with the lame dudes as long as he's not black, because I've seen plenty of black women. They're quick to run over to white dudes, Asians, Hispanics, who are lame. They'll run to them and just be like, "Oh, I love his personality. It's quirky, it's funny." But when it let it be a black dude, it's like, huh? I, it's like an offense. Like, it just looks so offensive. And the thing is with black women is that they're just gonna keep falling, and they're gonna keep failing, and then black men are gonna have to, they're gonna have to go left, because there's no demand for being right. There's no demand for it. What's the point of going right if you're gonna be like single to your like 30? You're gonna be, you're gonna be 30 years old, and you're gonna be telling girls, "I never been in a serious relationship." There's no demand for that. It might go back to the old days, like the early millenniums, where you have dudes wearing pants that were twice their size, sagging their drawers, wearing long ass white tees. We're gonna revert to that. We're gonna revert to that, because dudes just ain't. There's no demand for being right. So, if dudes become better, they just wild out on these females. They just ain't giving a damn. They laying hands on females. I'm not gonna be too mad about it, because it's like that's what they want. Because you had all these plethora of good black men out there, but there's no demand for them. They're just nice just to be nice. And females been crying and bitching for the longest about how black men aren't leading, how they're not taking charge. And when they do lead, they do take charge. It's like, it's like they're confused. It's like, this is not what I asked for. But you asked for it, and that's crazy. You know, it's just stupid and confusing, because it's like, you want the black community to be better. Black women been bitching and moaning for the longest about how they're not being valued, like Crystal Valentine and that jihad chick. But when black men come, they're lame. They ain't all that. Yeah, and I didn't read the art. I didn't finish reading the article because I just didn't want to hear it. I just didn't want to relate anymore to the story about how females are looking for these nice gentleman guys, and then it's like they just kind of get bored and they just like, I didn't really ask for this. You I was I noticed that a lot of the people I go to school with, they use POF, and I would read their profile. There was this one girl that I met last year. We became like friends, and then we became enemies for some reason. And she has on her profile that she's looking for. She made like a huge long ass paragraph that it might be old, but she made this long ass paragraph that she's looking for this perfect gentleman, the guy to treat her right. She like nice guys. And then like when I see her, I'm not seeing her with like the nerdy dudes. I'm not seeing her with like dudes that are like respectable kinda. It's the stereotypical, athletic dude. It's the stereotypical jock type dude. Not saying that they're all bad, but it's like they don't. It doesn't reflect. It doesn't correlate. So that's the issue that I have. They ask for shit, but then again, you look at the dudes they date, and you're like scratching your head, like, it doesn't make sense. That's not what it equals to. You know, I don't really promote IR dating for black men, but then again, it's like it makes sense because what are you gonna do? You're gonna wait until you're like what 40 for black women to wise up. By then, you'll be dealing with females who have 5 kids. You know, it's not that impossible. I don't think it's that bad for black men, but it's just that it seems like the more mature you are, the more you have your shit together. You know, of course, obviously, the less options you have, but it's like you sometimes you feel like you have no options at all, and that's how I kind of feel. It's like I don't have any options because I'm seeing females who are trying to trophy themselves up. They're trying to, market themselves and saying like, "Oh, I'm wife type. I'm wifey type. I'm this and that. I'm so loyal and this and that." And it's like, no, you're not. I saw this girl on my Facebook that I wouldn't really count her as my ex. She's just kind of like a girl that I tried to date, and then she didn't want to do anything with me. And I saw her post something about um she was she posted a picture hashtag wifey type, and I was reading through the comments, a lot of thirsty dudes just saying sexy, blah blah blah. And then she kind of talked about her relationship, that she hasn't been in one for a couple years. The dude cheated on her, I guess. And I kind of just looked at her. I was just kind of like, this chick is not wife type. Despite what she has or despite what she's doing. This chick is not wife type. They love talking about being being a wife, and it's like you're single for a reason. You know, it's not the females are not like dudes. They have a lot of options. The problem with females is that they don't take advantage of the options. They just, they love playing dumb. They love ignoring you. They love trying to kill your vibe. Yeah, sometimes you can be one of those nice dudes and you like a female, and this has happened to me a couple times. You like a female, but she purposely does things to annoy you, so you would feel stupid for liking her. And then you're just kind of like, damn, I liked her so much, but like, why is she putting up so much resistance? Why is she doing all these dumbass things? And then those females are gonna be are going to be like all lonely and depraved, like, damn, I'm so beautiful, smart, educated, I got everything, and I'm wondering why nobody ain't checking for me. It's like, I was there, I tried, but you know what? I was lame. I wasn't the missed the guy on the left. And just because of that, it killed everything. But you have no problem dating dudes who do not want to lead. You have no problem dating dudes who do not want to do anything. But you'll bitch and moan about them not doing shit when you're pregnant and you're a single mom. Then you're outraged. Then you're acting like you're a boss lady. Like, I'm making plans. I'm making decisions. I know what I want. And I noticed that with females, like, and this was even in the article, because she was talking about how she didn't have a type until she met the dude that was being all nice to her, and then she was like, guys like that, I like them, but I don't. And that's how females are. That's how a lot of these long-time single females are, because they will bitch about them not having a type. But then when you're nice to them and you try to, you show that you like them and shit, now all of a sudden they have a type. And it's like, oh, I don't like these nice guys. I don't like dudes who have their shit together. I don't like these dudes, you know, I don't like these dudes because they're lame, and it irks me so much that they're lame. It's like, this is why a lot of black men on YouTube just go ham on female. They just go ham. Because I can understand the rage, but I'm not trying to be mad over it. It's not 2008. That's long ago. That's almost 10 years ago. I'm not getting back into that. We're past that age. We should be worrying about better things, but we can't have progressive black families if females are still in their fucking mid 20s talking about where's my 6'2" light skinned basketball player boyfriend? Where's he at? And then when they're 54, they're like, where is my um nice guy? I don't care how he looks. I don't care how tall he is. Where is my nice guy? They'll be all generalistic now. But then again, I just kind of wonder who's gonna lose more, black men or black females, the lames or the females who don't have a realistic standard. And I think it's really the dudes, because the dudes may not be having sex. They may feel some type of way about everything. They're not feeling loved. They're not feeling wanted. The females who don't have a realistic standard, they're just gonna fuck anybody. They're not gonna fuck the right dude. They're gonna have one night stands. They're gonna have booty calls, and they're okay with that. The guys on the left, they're not gonna get booty calls. They- You know, I'll admit I'm a lean, but at least I have shit going on. You know, so I'm not really caring. I'm not the type of guy that's like, oh, you're missing out, and then it's like, hey, you don't want to get with my program, big, that's you. You want to fail, that's you. You want to be the statistic, that's you. Black women been crying for the longest about how they want this on point black men, and then when they're there, they're like, oh, what happened? And then I wouldn't be surprised if dudes just went back to thugging it, sagging pants, maintaining the dusty mentality. I wouldn't even blame them. I say, hey, at least you getting it in. At least you got a chick. You know, Sometimes I feel like, can you be too successful for a black woman? Could you be too on point for a black female? And then it's like, yeah, you probably could. You probably having a car probably fucks with her. Shit. You having a house before her, that probably is gonna fuck with her. You making more money than her, that's probably gonna fuck with her the most. I wonder if I'm too loud, but I don't care. It's hot outside for sure. But I think I covered all the points to this video. There really isn't a lot to get into, and a lot of people have already covered it. You don't want to be a lame in the black community. That's for sure. You can probably be lame in like a mixed, diverse area where, black women who live in stable households, may, be into you. But the problem with, black women in multiracial or white areas, the problem with them is that most likely they're not going to date black. They're going to date interracially. And, they're going to just seek, for some reason, they always see black relationships as taboo, even though, they live in a family where most people are in, black relationships, you know, both parents are black, but for some reason, because I always notice it, for some reason they just think it's taboo, and they just break the cycle and just say like date white, but probably because it's a safeguard, it's just let's just be honest, my black family moved here because they didn't want to deal with niggas, so here's a safety net, marry a white dude, so you just lessen your chances of going back to the black community. So there you have it. I mean, it's hard being a black lane. It's hard, because you can deal with black females from the black community directly, but the thing is that they're not used to black men of structure. They're very afraid of it. They don't know how to react. They don't know how to love a guy like that. And then you can deal, with dealing with black women from patriarchal communities of multiracial to white. The problem with them is that even though they are looking for structure, they have a good shoulder on their head, they have a good chip on their shoulder. Problem with them is that they see black relationships as taboo, and it's like, it's hard for us, man. It's ridiculously hard for us.